Hey everybody, welcome back to I Know a Guy. Today we're meeting with Tom Basey. He's an entrepreneur and an independent health and life insurance broker. He's been doing it for 6 years. How you doing today, Tom?
Great to be here with you today, Anthony.
Yeah, it's pretty great day. I'm looking forward to this fall weather coming in. Where are you calling in from?
The Dallas area.
Dallas area. What's fall like down in that area? Do you guys get a lot of the tree color or what's that like?
No, what fall is like is it's very hot and it's summer about 10 a.m. and then we have fall for until about 2 p.m. and then we kind of go straight into winter by about 2. And
I got you.
very actually Texas weather is crazy, but I don't know how to answer that question.
Yeah, I'm always curious because I've been to Texas. I don't know if I've ever been during the fall though. I can't remember, but yeah, I was just kind of curious because up north it gets a little bit different.
There's
We
a
have
place called Lost Maples. There's mountains in Texas. There's a coast. There's all different kinds of stuff. And there's beautiful trees in East Texas, but we really don't see the fall foliage. We really don't get a lot of that. There's not most of the state does not have that.
I gotcha. Awesome. Are you a native to Texas or are you
I
a
am. Yeah, I
transplant?
was born and raised in Austin. Yep, and really multi-generational. It's unusual. My father and grandfather were raised here.
Okay, cool. Well, for somebody that's only been in Texas a couple times and Texas is so big, there's so much to experience. What would you recommend I do next time I'm down there?
That's a tough call. The first thing I would say is Austin, the capital, has a lot of interesting things to offer. Uh, Fort Worth, Dallas's next door neighbor, has a Stockyards kind of Wild West feel. Arlington is actually in the entertainment district between Dallas and Fort Worth, and Dallas is kind of the big city. Houston's the fourth biggest city in the state, and it's coastal, and there's all kinds of international food there and events. And then San Antonio is traditionally one of the biggest tourist locations where people go. They go to see the Alamo and Tex-Mex, and so to your point, it's big and diverse.
Okay. So there's more to it than just Bucky's, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Awesome. So what can you tell us about what you do?
So as an independent health and life insurance broker, I help tailor solutions for people in either one of those areas. If they've lost a job, they've lost their health insurance. If they need to protect their family, and I can offer life insurance options. And what happened as an independent broker, then I sit with people either at the coffee table, at a local coffee shop near them, or on Zoom and just understand their needs. And then I will shop across multiple carriers. I'm appointed with really a lot of the major carriers in health and life and just kind of shop a solution, explain it to them, and then help them select one. So that's the thing. I really have a consultative educational approach. I'm not trying to, I don't like to be sold to, so I don't sell people. I like to have a conversation, but that's what I do. I shop any solutions they have. On the contrary, what I like to say is I'm not bundling your car and your home. I don't do property and casualty, but I do tailor health and life solutions for people based on their needs and their situation.
Okay. Where can you work? Can you work across the entire United States? Do you have certain states that you can't work in? Or what's that look like for you?
Great question. So actually, I'm appointed in about half of them now. So I can. I mean, I have clients in Hawaii and I have clients in Florida. I have clients in Virginia and in Washington, certainly in Texas, but I don't have every state yet. But if somebody needs some help, I can relatively easily go and get appointed there. But so really, I'm only currently appointed in half of them. But I can help folks and I will get appointed because that's in these major carriers. They offer different products state to state, but there are some similarities. So I can do that. But really, I'm only appointed in half of the states right now.
Okay. And then in your previous conversations, you mentioned that, this is your second career. You've been doing this for 6 years now. What transitioned you over here? What got you started in this field?
It was by accident. I wanted out of corporate America. I was an engineer and a project manager, and I wanted to get rid of the commute. This is pre-COVID, and I wanted to get rid of the stress of project management. So I was looking for something to be flexible, and I was actually going to be a teacher at a local university. I took all the coursework online to get certified to teach because you can do that. And the one thing you can't do is student teaching. So actually, I was set up to do student teaching. I was going to do that, and this insurance stuff just fell into my lap. Somebody explained it to me. And so it was not intentional, but they explained it to me. And so I started doing it. I started as a captive agent with one carrier. But then over time, someone came to my house actually to enroll my mother-in-law in a Medicare plan. And they said, you're captive. You can only offer one solution. If you get independent, you can offer a bunch of them. So it was an evolution, if you will, over time. But really, it was me trying to get out of corporate America. So I found this flexibility from a time, and I get to pick which products I offer in which market. So it was by accident, but I really like it.
Okay. Well, what's your favorite thing about what you're doing? You've been doing it for 6 years, so if something seems to resonate with you, what's your favorite?
Well, I mean, literally at the end of the day, I'm helping people. So there's a certain satisfaction. People, they're grateful because they don't understand something, and so I help them understand. And I help them get. So at the end of the day, there's an intrinsic motivation or satisfaction to help somebody. But besides that, I must confess it's the flexibility. I love the fact that I can work kind of wherever. Earlier this year I worked on a cruise ship, and then I worked in another country, so I can help people remotely if I'm there if I need to. So I really love the flexibility. So I love helping people and the flexibility.
Oh yeah, that's got to be nice. Working from a cruise ship, it's like, well, it's a, it's going to take me an hour, but look at the view. So,
Hmm.
okay. So,
Yeah.
cheers. What would you do different if you had to start over today? So, if somebody else wants to do what you're doing and they wanted to start today, what's some advice you'd give them?
Man, well, number one, try to find somebody to provide some guidance. Admittedly, so the person that got me into this, we're still friends, and I like them, and they've mentored me, but they were in a captive scenario, and so that's the thing. They kind of only know one methodology. So I think the trick is to find somebody that has some exposure and can provide some guidance both on different ways you might do this stuff and even facilitate, for example. So I think number one is finding somebody in the industry. In fact, go and talk to three different people so you can kind of get a feel for who you have a rapport with. But I think finding an established broker or agency helps.
Okay. Do you have a niche or type of client you prefer, or is it kind of more, anybody and everybody as long as they're going through certain life phases, or what does that look like?
Yeah, I really don't have a specific niche of helping people. I will help anybody, so it is kind of mass market. Having said that, typically I really don't do companies. I am an individual person, but that's the thing. Everybody really needs health and life insurance approximately. Many people get their health insurance from work, but that's the thing. If they lose it, well, then I can help them with it. If they lose their job, for example, or if somebody's on their parents' insurance and then they're turn 26, maybe they don't have a job or their part-time doesn't offer it, so I help them with that. So really, no, it's anybody that needs a health or life and insurance solution in the US.
Okay. What about power partners? People that you tend to synergize well with, people that you work back and forth with on a daily basis. What does that look like?
So I do a lot of property casualty. I mean, there's all different kinds of people with major carriers, and but they can't help that. So, and or actually, I believe often they can. Often they have the licensing, but they simply don't want to. They don't want to recertify for Medicare every year, for example. So actually, I do a lot of partnering with property and casualty, both consumer and commercial property and casualty people, because I'll help them service their book of business, as we call the industry. And actually, the other thing, there's a lot of financial advisors, the same thing. They can offer a lot of these solutions, but they don't want to. They want to focus on the investments or what have you. So those are the two people that I partner with the most. Maybe the third thing would actually be uh, senior living facilities, assisted living or spectrum of care, because there's people that need help there. So really, those are the three.
There is something to be said about building a relationship over than just having one sale. Because yeah, you could go learn everything, you could do it all, you could be that
Hmm.
one guy, but it's much better to help each other by leveraging each other's networks. Where you're the guy that does this, they focus on this, everybody wears
Hmm.
their hat, and you don't mediocre everything. You can be really good in your space. So that's
Yep.
awesome. Yeah. Is there anything that I failed to ask that you wanted to mention?
Um, I don't know that there's anything else we have to cover. What I would offer is I mentioned this is my second career. So actually, I'd like to talk to people. I'd say it this way, referrals. So when I have conversations with someone, that person may not have my need immediately, but they know someone that does. And so I like to meet people, connect with them on social media, and I like to just educate people about these different things. So whether that person they need my services or they have a loved one that needs it, or actually if they're looking for a career like this, actually it's another thing I do is I help other agents become independent. So I'm interested in referrals in a variety of forms. I think that's what I'll say.
Okay. What's the best way for people to get a hold of you then for both camps?
So I love to be connected, and so really I am on pretty much all social media. So I love people to reach out and connect to me on really whatever their favorite social media platform is. I claim I have a presence there, so they can connect with me. I mean, literally, I can be reached by email as well. So whether it's LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, uh, TikTok, Pinterest, I've got some presence there. So whatever their social media is, I ask they follow Base Insurance or connect with me, Tom Basey, and I'd love to just kind of have that connection so I can help them or they can help me and vice versa. We can be in contact.
Awesome. That sounds great. And be sure you'll get me those links. I'll post them. So
Sure.
if anybody wants to reach out to you, just like we don't want to hide it from them. Go
Hmm.
find it. It's fairly easy. And I do recommend that you have a conversation with them if you are looking at insurance, if you are intimidated by it, because I know before doing all this stuff, you might not even know the difference between term, whole life, ULs, all that stuff. There's so much to it that you really do need to talk to somebody, at least to have that conversation about what does what, why you would need it, because there's a menu of options for a reason. That's why you want to deal with a broker. So other than that, if anybody wants to reach out to him, feel free. Absolutely reach out. If you want me to make the introduction because you're a little more shy, feel free. Ask me. I'm happy to do that as well. If anybody out there wants to be interviewed, feel free to reach out to me on all my socials. I'll post my link tree below. I have my calendar link and everywhere you can contact me at. So don't hesitate to reach out there. But other than that, Tom, I really appreciate you coming on and sharing that with us. I look forward to talking more with you in the future and more people reaching out to you. So let's all get out there and meet some people. All right.
All right. Thanks very much, Anthony. Everybody have
Yep.
a good rest of your day. Thanks. Bye.
Take care.